What is up everyone, We're back again with a brand new series, and this is going to be some video games that I've been playing lately. Now I'm not sure how many episodes I'm going to do this of because I don't play too many games at once. I like to just sort of play a game, complete it, and then move on to the next one, and that does take a bit of time. But I just thought I'd shake it up a little bit here on the channel, and this might be a video that I do once every 3 or 4 months. But if you guys like this video, please let me know down below, because that would be a great help whether to do these videos or not. I know everyone who watches this channel is a video gamer, and this channel still will remain 99% movie related, but I just like to throw the odd gaming one in there now and again. And if you want to see more gaming videos, the playlist will be down below. So I'm just going to get into it now with the first thing that I've been playing, which is the furthest back, if you like. So I started playing this one like 5 months ago, I think, and it took me a while to complete. So every other game after that is ones that I've been playing nearer to this video, if you like. So let's just get into the first game that I've been playing. So we're going to kick it off with Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Now I was very late to this game. I don't know why, because I absolutely love the Resident Evil franchise. But here we are, and this was actually on the PlayStation collection, where if you pay monthly for the online, you get I think it's 20 or 30 games that the PlayStation have given you, and Resident Evil 7 is one of them. And I thought, you know what, this is my chance to play this Resident Evil game from a first person view that everyone was raving about when it first came out, and I can see why. I really got into the first person point of view. I know Resident Evil 8's out now, so this may seem like a very old game that I'm talking about, but I love the whole, Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel to this, where it takes place in the deep south of America, in this deserted, isolated house, if you like. And basically you take the character of Ethan, and you go in this house because you're looking for your wife who's gone missing there, and lots and lots of creepy, sinister twists and turns happen along the way as soon as you enter this house, because this family actually do live there, called the Bakers, and something is really going on with this murderous family. And I don't want to say too much more than that if you haven't played the game, but the gameplay is exceptional. I love finding the little puzzles and stuff that get you into the other room that was locked before it. Some really scary moments where characters will just pop in front of the screen, because it's all first person. It just makes it that little bit more jumpy, if you like. My only problem with it is some of the enemies. I mean, they're not exactly great. There's something totally different here, because Resident Evil is a franchise known for zombies, and these are more like these weird creatures covered in black tar, if you like. Can't quite put my finger on it without revealing the story, but apart from that, I had such a fun time with this game. Like I said, the whole setting is one of the best settings in any Resident Evil game, and I finished it twice actually. I went back and got the alternate ending. Been trying to get all the trophies, but I highly recommend this. I have wanted to play Resident Evil Village since playing this, but apparently there's going to be a version of that coming out with the VR when PlayStation released the VR 2, so I think I'm going to wait until then, and hopefully there'll be the DLC with that as well. So yeah, the first game I was playing here is Resident Evil 7, a brilliant entry into this franchise. Now next up is a game I sort of give up on, but I would like to go back to it at some point, because people just say it's game of the year, the greatest game ever, and that is Elden Ring, which I just bought because of the glowing reviews, 10 out of 10s and stuff, and I knew I was probably going to have a hard time with this, and I did. I really was struggling with this game, that I sort of said, you know what, there's other games I've got that I want to play, I will come back to it. And I will give it another go, because From Software just get these glowing reviews with all their games, and it's something I really want to get into, especially with it being open world. I did give it about 15 to 20 hours of my time, but I just couldn't quite get to grips with it. I really couldn't, especially with me having less time now with my young son. I want to spend my time gaming on something that I'm going to enjoy. And I was enjoying it, but it was also becoming a little bit tedious when you're going into the same boss fight for the 40th time. But what I will say is when you do overcome them bosses, you feel on top of the world. And I think that's what a lot of people love coming back to these games for. But I will give it another go. The open world is brilliant. The graphics are awesome. And like, speaking of the open world, it just feels very, very dangerous around every single corner. Not a moment of grass is wasted. There's something always happening. So yeah, Elden Ring, I'll give it another go, and it might actually be in my next episode of this series because I want to give it another go. So that's my thoughts on Elden Ring. So I went on holiday, got married abroad last month, and on the plane I decided to pick this game back up again. And that is Cuphead on the Nintendo Switch. And what I will say about this game is it's fucking tough, man. I remember being on the plane there, and I was trying the same boss for nearly the whole flight. But Cuphead is one of them games that you just get so addicted to. It tells you at the end of each level how far you've got and how much you had, and you just get closer and closer and closer each time, and the game just becomes absolutely addictive. But it's basically a 2D platformer, if you like, with other things thrown in, like flying levels where you're, sort of just shooting out the plane and stuff, but it's all side scrolling, and the other levels are like boss fights, and you also get 2D platforming sections as well. And the graphics on this game are absolutely unbelievable. I know this is a bit of an old game now, but I just like to pick this up and play it every now and again and try and get a little bit further. And especially with Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course coming out, the DLC that's been rumoured to be coming out for years, getting glowing reviews. I actually want to grab that now as well. So I am on a mission to finish Cuphead, but an absolutely brilliant game. Another reason I picked it back up was the TV show on Netflix. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so funny. But I do recommend Cuphead over Elden Ring, even though it's just as difficult. I'm only comparing it to Elden Ring there because of the difficulty, but it's so easy to pick up and play, and you do feel like you're getting better each time you try a level. It is very, very hard, but it's so worth it for the animation, the graphics, and just a really, really easy game to get to grips with the controls. Even though it's tough, it's not much to it apart from shooting and jumping. So yeah, Cuphead, been playing that one again, been really enjoying it, even though it is tough as nails. Time for a little bit of retro talk here now, and another game I've been playing on my Nintendo Switch on the Nintendo Online, where they give you SNES games and N64 games and stuff, is Star Fox from the Super Nintendo. I absolutely love it on the Switch. It's great to play, the controls are awesome, and it just works. This is a game that I used to play a lot of back in the day, and my uncle always used to play it every time I went to his house, and he had 2 copies and he gave me one, and I went home and just played it all the time. I absolutely love the music in this game. It's just a really fun flying simulator sort of type deal where you've got to shoot your way through these levels, and it does sort of stand the test of the time on the Switch. I'm still really enjoying it, and I just can't beat the game to save my life. I get so far and I just can't seem to finish it. I never could back in the day, and it just shows you how hard these retro games actually were. I feel like they're much tougher than today's games, which may not seem that way after I've just been talking about Cuphead and Elden Ring, but they were tough, them retro games, man. They really were. But really, really great game. If you've got the Nintendo Online, I definitely recommend giving Star Fox a go. Especially for the soundtrack alone, actually. Sometimes listening to that just on my headphones when I'm not even playing the game. But really enjoying Star Fox once again. Quite possibly my favourite games that I've been playing out of this whole video was the GTA Definitive Edition. And I actually platinum trophied GTA 3 and GTA Vice City. I have not started San Andreas yet. I'm just having a little bit of break from the games, playing a few little smaller games before I get into GTA San Andreas, but I can't wait to delve into it. But wow, this just brought back so much nostalgia, so many memories of how great these games were. GTA 3 is a really, really good game. Vice City just brought it all back for me, man. I mean, I was just loving this. Now, this got a lot of flack when it was released, saying, oh, the game's broken, it's not good enough, Rockstar have rushed this out, and that may have been the case, but I didn't play it until this was actually patched, and I can honestly say, hand on heart, that this game has nothing wrong with it. It's absolute perfection, it runs smoothly. I don't know if people were overreacting back then, but like I said, I can't really comment. But right now, if anyone complains about how this game plays, they're talking shit, because it was just smooth as anything. Absolutely loved it. I just love jumping into doing a few missions here and there, buying the properties in Vice City. That was why it was always one of my favourite games of all time. Definitely my favourite GTA game. I love the whole property building in there. And it just played beautifully on the PS5. Having these updated graphics, it just looked immense. I mean, a PS2 game looking this good on a PS5, I couldn't believe it. And that's what a lot of people complain about. Oh, it looks like shit. It's a PS2 game, man. Fucking hell, what you'd expect? Oh, absolutely loved it. Can't wait to jump into San Andreas. This franchise is unbelievable, isn't it? Hurry up, Rockstar, and bring out GTA 6. But definitely recommend GTA Definitive Edition if you are thinking about picking it up and you were a fan of the games back in the day, because, man, I just got so much satisfaction out of this, and I was so happy I platinumed GTA 3 and Vice City. Awesome, awesome games. Can't wait for San Andreas. Just gonna spend 10 seconds on this one, but I bought a game called Pizza Run because I just wanted something a little bit simple after Platinum Vice City, and I had no idea that this was a mobile run and go game, and I platinumed it in 5 minutes. I do not recommend it. It's not a very good game, but here we are. Now, the PS5 has actually upgraded its online service if you pay for it, of course, and I actually upgraded to the highest, which I think might be premium. And I'm absolutely loving this service. This is basically Game Pass on the PlayStation without the exclusive, may I add, although Stray is coming next week, which I can't wait to play. But this is basically a load of PlayStation 5, a load of PlayStation 4, and some PlayStation 3 and retro classics as well from the PS2 and the PS1 and the PSP, all on one service, and I think it's worth every single penny. So what did I play first? Wasn't Returnal, it wasn't Death Stranding, it wasn't a new Assassin's Creed. No, I went all the way to the classics section and played Siphon Filter. Siphon Filter with trophies, give me that all day, baby. This is a game I used to love on the PlayStation 1. I played it so many times, and I had so much fun going back to this game. Although what I will say is it took me a good 3 or 4 hours to fully get used to the controls, and even when I was toward the end of the game, the controls I would still mess up now and again. So you've got to be very, very patient in getting back into this. It's criminal that these games used to have these controls. But if you can overpass that and get your nostalgia back for Siphon Filter, you will have such a good time. And I went and finished the game. I absolutely loved it. Just doing 3 missions a night, 3 or 4 missions a night over these 20 missions throughout the game was great. I kind of got lost within the story though. It's a little bit too much. It's like James Bond on steroids, this. But I just took it for what it is and had a great time. They really don't make these linear type games no more, do they? And I kind of wish they did. But I had a great time revisiting Siphon Filter. And lastly is a game that I'm still playing right now. I'm about halfway through it. That I never played back in the day, but it was just on there and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a go. And that is Ape Escape. And I'm having so much fun with it. The controls are so much better than Siphon Filter, I'll give it that. And basically you just have to run around these levels collecting these apes that have escaped with your fishing net there, basically. And I'm just having a really fun time with it. It's a innocent game, really. And it's just a fun 3D platformer, so I never thought I'd really like this. I'm sure it got bad reviews back in the day, I could be wrong, but I'm having a fun time with it. So maybe I'll carry on playing the retro classics next, I don't know, but I'm having so much fun with the premium service, and I think this is a thing that's going to continue to grow and get more people on board when they add more PS1 and PS2 classics on there. Definitely my favourite section of the premium. So that is Ape Escape. Okay guys, hope we all enjoyed this video. If you want to add me on the PlayStation, my gamer tag will be down below, so don't forget to do that. So thank you so much everyone. Hope you all enjoyed this episode, I probably will get better as I do these episodes more. This was a bit kind of weird doing it in this order and talking about these games, but let me know how it went. Hope you all enjoyed the video. And what games have you been playing? Let me know down below and I'll reply to you all, I promise. Take it all easy, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.